Hello and welcome to Daily Politics, reaching you from Trust TV here in Abuja. On this program, we discuss issues around politics, policy, and governance. My name is Suleiman Suleiman. The National Convention of the ruling APC would count as one of the most anticipated political events in 2022. And yet, there is no end in sight of the many controversies and thorny issues bedeviling the party and, of course, the convention. The ruling party is under pressure to put its best foot forward all the time. Most Nigerians look to the APC to present itself as a responsible political organization with built-in integrity to preserve our democracy. But wranglings and tensions over such issues as zoning of positions for the National Executive Committee of the party, but also especially for the National Working Committee, and or whether or not to elect the new leadership of the party by consensus, and how the presidential candidate of the party will emerge, have raised concerns about internal democracy within the party. This is important because if the APC cannot guarantee internal democracy in the conduct of its own business, how can it preserve Nigerian democracy? So tonight, we are asking a series of questions. First, why is the delay of the APC National Convention? Was it meant to delay, the party imploding at any time soon? If the positions for the national leadership of the party emerge based on zoning, will the presidency too be decided by zoning? Will the option of consensus at convention prevent possible rebellion of some members who become aggrieved or who are indeed already aggrieved? With me to discuss all of these issues are Mr. Sonny Sylvester Monidafe, the Jagaban of Jamaica, who has once been on this program. He is one of the major aspirants for the position of the national chairman of the APC. And also with me is Honorable Ibrahim, who is Sardaunan Samarin, Nigeria, and a leader in the campaign organization of Senator Sani Musa, who also wants to be chairman of the party. Welcome to you both, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us. Good evening, Nigeria.
Good evening. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
But before we jump into it, we will take just a minute's break, and when we return, we'll go straight into it. Stay with us. Welcome back. This is Daily Politics, and we're going straight into discussing the politics of the APC convention. Where does it leave all of us in Nigeria? Because as a ruling party, if the APC catches cold, then the rest of us in Nigeria will have to sneeze. First of all, is that concept true? That if the ruling party catches cold, then if it sneezes, the rest of us will also have issues.
It looks as if that is true because we are the ruling party and a lot is expected of us.
Okay.
And truly, it's a simple thing, very simple thing. We have stakeholders, and by any standard, I think I qualify to be a stakeholder.
Yes.
Again, because I was a stakeholder when the APC was formed in 2013. I was a stakeholder. I was a stakeholder and got involved in the process of party registration in February, various congresses, screening, appeals, primaries, and what have you. I was in the beautiful convention that we held in Lagos on the 10th of December, 2014. I was there when President Buhari was picked. I was among those that were counting the ballot papers. And we saw the beautiful...
So if you could do this as an opposition party outside of power at the time, why is it proven so difficult to do now as the party in power?
That's why we're here to make a change, because if you ask me to make any observation, it will look as if I'm criticizing people there. They are doing it within the best means to them, but there will be an improvement when I come in as national chairman, because these things are things that require experience. Now, one of the weapons I have in my repertoire of knowledge is that I've been into party administration from what level. So I know what it takes to become a party chairman. I know what to send out. I know who to send out. I know what to tell them. Don't tell somebody that this is my candidate, work for him to succeed. You have divided yourself. All these things, I'm going to work with them. And I don't know whether we'll have time. Let me just quickly state the things I bring, the value I add to this platform.
We will come to that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. But Honorable Usman Ibrahim, you've also been among the movers and shakers of this party for a while. And Nigerians are saying that if the APC cannot even give us a convention, just to elect its own leadership, to replace a temporary leadership that they now have.
Thank you very much.
What more can they promise Nigeria in 2023?
Thank you very much. When you do mention issue of we catch cough and some people are sneezing or whatever.
Yes.
Nigeria under the able leadership of Muhammadu Buhari had got, in fact, to be very fair to Nigerians at least, let them applaud that man for it. At least you can see that, yes, we could tell COVID-19 the radical things that we've seen. Nigeria can tell it because that is one of a key to some countries. They are, right now, they don't even know where they are. But
are you saying that Buhari is responsible for COVID-19, the spread of COVID, that he's curtailed COVID-19 in Nigeria? Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean the situation when COVID is, you talk about coughing, you talk about the situation where health of the nation or what have you.
Okay.
What I'm talking about how he control it.
Okay.
To some extent that many countries, because being the size of Nigeria, a lot of people feel that yes, this government cannot, but this government control it and now we are free. That's to tell you that we cannot sneeze, we are good for it.
Okay.
And APC has delivered and is still on the process of it, being a biggest party like this.
But there's no COVID-19 in Ghana, there's not in Niger, there's not in Chad. The rate of spread of COVID-19 throughout Africa is quite minuscule in comparison to other countries in Europe, like, Italy, Britain, and so on. So has that got anything to do with what the government did or not do?
No, you brought the topic. You brought the issue of coughing and somebody's things. And I told you they'll have a good government in place. That's why they can tell it. So the situation,
that's all right. Let's go beyond
what
that.
I'm talking about.
Let's go beyond that.
We're not talking about the politics. That's
yes.
to start with the point one. Yeah. So you come out with the other questions. So we'll give you the answer.
So I said, why is it difficult? Nigerians are saying why is it difficult for a ruling party that held a convention which the Jagaban of Jamaica described as a beautiful convention in 2014. Why is it impossible now to hold a convention now that you are in power?
Thank you. It's very possible. I referred to him. Yes, he said what he said is correct. But at least we're in the process of democracy. Right now, we are on it. Now, look at some extent right now, zoning formulas have been spread, at least to some areas. Those get this get that. And now all this what remains is the consensus. They take whoever deserve it. And that's what we are now. So there's nothing wrong with, in democracy, it's all about process. It could be delayed. It could be anything. Because the situation that warrant that delayment, I think that's how the government will control it. And I think we are good to go for that.
Thank you. But I think the way the Honorable presents it, it's a little stickier than that. That there were insinuations, both within the party itself and outside of the party, that the Buni committee, the extraordinary committee, were in fact dilly-dallying. And evidence of that was quite clear even on Monday, Tuesday. Because, for example, in the morning on Monday, we woke up to hear that there will be no convention anytime soon, that there's postponement upon convention indefinitely. By evening, that changed to convention on 26th March. That's evidence that a lot of politicking is going on. And people are saying one reason for that is because that committee had its own ambitions separate from organizing a new leadership, bringing back a new leadership to the party.
Well, that is, everybody has a right to his opinion. Now, I have my reservations as to what happened, but it wouldn't be wise for me to come out and say anything against them. I know that I was worried at the way we're having some assaults here and there. Every right-thinking Nigerian that was not aware of the happenings in the party, the information that they had, would be worried. Now, the good thing is that they have realized the error, and then they've rectified it. Everybody makes
So
errors.
what were those errors?
I cannot tell. I was not there. What I know is that I woke up, like you said, I was about to go on a live program on TV. I was called and told that no more convention on the 26th. It will be Congress on the 26th of March. I'm like, what happened? But they realized their mistake and reversed themselves within hours. So that's a plus for them. Now we just make sure that we have a free and fair convention. One reason why I think I'm here is to convince people that, look, don't take anybody for granted. In politics, one person can make you lose elections. We have become, even before now, we were stakeholders. Now we've become more so. Because I started my venture 21 months ago. Okay, 20 months now. By 26th of this thing, 21 months, June 2020, I started consulting, campaigning,
for the
everything
APC chairmanship.
for this national chairmanship.
Okay.
I've told people I can do it. Now we have become stakeholders. I met Senator Musa 313, and we met Al Makura. We've met. Now we want to be given that recognition. Don't hold your meetings without us. Before this declaration for national chairman, we were stakeholders. I was part of the formation of the APC in the FCT. I was ACN chairman for 4 years in the FCT. I speak, they know me all over the country in the media. I've been promoting the APC. So right now, you want to take any decision, you have to please consult us.
So are you saying that
it's not fair.
Before the decisions were taken without consultations within the party?
Well, some of them, I was not consulted. Some of them, like zoning, if they consult us, it would be like, we are going to manipulate the system. The leaders consulted among themselves and came out with a zoning formula, which I'm okay with it. Because one thing people don't remember is that God gives power to whom he wants to give. All this fight is unnecessary, but don't try to cheat me. Recognize my dues and give me recognition. Let me make an input. At worst, I have my say, you can vote, and the bench will have their way, but let me speak. Let me know what is happening. Don't tell me that somebody has been endorsed. By who?
Exactly. So that's precisely where we are going, Honorable Usman. One of the major issues to have come out of this, besides the flip-flops, and back and forth for the convention date, is also the idea of where the national chairmanship itself will come from. Initially, the space was thrown open, then it was constricted and thrown open again, then constricted again. So we don't know precisely what is going on. And then suddenly we hear that the position has in fact, been zoned to the North Central. And beyond zoning it to the North Central, we had again that Senator Abdullah Adamu has then been endorsed in the party. All of this, is it causing more disaffections within the party, or is it bringing the party together?
Point of correction for you.
Yes.
That Senator Abdullah Adamu had been endorsed by the president.
By the president, okay.
President.
Of course.
Not the party.
It's the only endorsement that matters, but go on.
Okay, I'm actually, when we talk of democracy is a process, like I said, and so many things here and there will be taking places. That's exactly what democracy is all about. All I'm saying is that there's nothing like a person was endorsed by a president. It is a hearsay. It is a people opinion. So far, yes, I can applaud the extraordinary committee under able leadership of His Excellency Malabuni. Yes, they have done their best. They've shared the formula of this zoning kind of things. Some areas were zoned to do this and that. Yes, I agreed. And also, I think that is what, and the date for the convention.
But if you feel that the zoning of the offices, of the party offices,
yes,
are okay, how can you say that the endorsement of a particular candidate by the president is hearsay?
Yes,
because the decisions were taken or reportedly taken in the same event.
I know the president is president and I president, and we know the kind of person we have. He has not done that side thing. Okay. Yes.
Go on.
I have my little where I can people say that yes, something is wrong there. Okay. And in democracy, something like that is normal. Let it be, because it is a people opinion. Okay. That's why we're debunking the whole thing. And in fact, the whole country, other papers and news, etc., taken side thing.
Thank you.
Right now, what you have it's a good governance. That's what Mr. President is interested in. And that's what we are seeing right now. And also for us, the electorate ourselves, we know who deserve to be. Like I can hear from my elder brother here.
Yes.
That is the kind of person that the society needs. He's saying the truth. He said, if things goes and where people go, he follows. These are people we need. And this, likewise, my leader also, he's that type of person. So Nigeria, with our size, like that time when we speak about Ghana, comparing this, Ghana of 10 times is not up to Nigeria. That's one thing I want you to know. What we have right now is we manage whatever we get. And democracy is about process. And that's what we're doing. We are good to go. So let's continue.
So we now have a dicey situation here. You have, first of all, an endorsement that has not yet been admitted by the officially by the party, but which many believe is in fact true. Where does that leave?
Who are the many that believe
candidates? We're in the news, sir. Where does that leave? That's all right. That's why you're here to speak.
Yes.
Where does that leave?
Nothing like that.
That's why you're here. Where does that leave candidates like yourself and like Senator Sani Musa that you represent? Where does that leave?
Let me answer you.
Yes.
Now, you see, on the 16th of December 2021, the APC press corps called major stakeholders to Chida Hotel, where we kind of did our manifesto presentation. There I met Senator Musa, wonderful young man. Yes. I met Al Makura. I met Anu Sali Mustafa from our days in Abuja. I met Modu Sheriff sent his representative. What's his name? The man from Akume sent Sam Ode to represent him. And Mohammed Esu, Isai Guda sent his son. And we agreed, we spoke, and gentlemen, we agreed, we started exchanging numbers and we were talking. Now, we agreed then that zoning by the party, but power comes from God. If they zone this position to this area, we are good with it. But tell us how you came about it. Let us be involved, and we are good. Fine. After the zoning, let the zones now go and decide who becomes what. Yes. They cannot bring out, for someone to preempt and say he has been endorsed, but that is so wrong. And truly, Suleiman, let me tell you one thing.
Yes.
We, as a country, we grew up with the reluctant president or prime minister syndrome. People don't want something, we just call them, come and take. And it's not prepared. We came out. See, in fact, I can see him holding his roadmap. See my roadmap. Since 2021, the plans I have. Don't just come out and say,
it's for your
it's for my boss.
Yes. Don't come out and say, I've been endorsed. Endorsed to do what?
But you're going to pay because this is advertisement. But go on.
Don't come and tell me that somebody has endorsed. It's so wrong. Because truly, we are stakeholders. We have come out and we have sold this party to the whole world. Our issues have been discussed every day. APC has come out to the whole world. Now you want to come and sit down in your rooms and say you have endorsed this person? It's not right.
But the idea of endorsement isn't that what consensus brings about? If you want a consensus candidate, inevitably it will lead to this kind of
call the stakeholders, let them be involved.
Okay.
Call them. I don't know whether I spoke to Senator Damu yesterday, I think. He's not aware of this. I spoke to Alamakura. I spoke to Sadiq. They're not aware. So now we are stakeholders. How can you just get up and say somebody endorsed? By who? Where? When? How?
Are you denying the endorsement?
I am denying it.
Okay. And by that nature, you can see the kind of president we have. He will not go to that extent to say, I endorse somebody like that. No, but he's above this. He can't do it. He's a Democrat, a man who allows anybody to play his role. No, to be fair to him, that's not fair. How can you just wake up and say, I endorse? We want him. He's the leader of the party, actually. He has the constitutional backup, everything. But at least there are processes which will be taking place before we arrive to that conclusion. But people, like I said, people have their right to express their opinion on democratic settings. That is what it is.
Thank you. But even the endorsements itself, first of all, it came from the president, who is the national leader of the party, one. Second,
purportedly from the president.
Purportedly from the president, that's all right.
Yeah.
And secondly, it followed a meeting of key stakeholders, including the governors and others, with the president. You know, that's where the news came out of. And third, it also reflects quite a lot of existing circumstances within the party. For example, you know, the idea that the the chairmanship had been zoned first and foremost to the North Central, where you see where many of the candidates actually are from, and where also the person that is said to have been endorsed also come from, and where also that person is close to the president. So does that not mean, you know?
It doesn't mean, Suleiman. Okay. Now, when they finished their meeting, I saw the governor of Kaduna State, El-Rufai. Okay. I saw Atiku, I think, from Kebbi State. They spoke. They told us about the zoning. They said they have agreed. They swapped the positions from the north to the south and vice versa. Who did you hear speaking about endorsing anybody on that day? Nobody. It just came out the next day that he had been endorsed. It's not true. So that's the point you are making. Look, we have already done some damages to ourselves inadvertently. Let's not do more. Carry everybody along. Call us and say, let's talk. Look, okay, give me an idea of what you can do. Let somebody say himself. I had one thing that's very, very disturbing. That they want to get somebody that is as strong as Yochiayu. Yes. For Christ's sake. Are we God? Whoever knew about Governor Zulu before he became governor? I didn't know about him. I schooled in Maiduguri, but I didn't know about him. See the magic he's doing now. Why must we play God in Nigeria? See my candidate, I want to put him there. It doesn't work that way. So we should grow out of that thinking that we can endorse somebody and then tomorrow will help us. Answer me, Suleiman. The First Republic 1999 to date, which Godfather, Godson relationship still exists? Most of them have crashed. The only one now I can point at is Zulum and Kashim, former governor. Why is it happening? He didn't interfere in Zulum's work. He let him go. Do your work. Don't interfere. Even your own son, you give birth to him, you think you're controlling, then he gets money and power, you tell him that they stay by the side. Don't interfere in my work. Why do we keep playing this God kind of things? I want to put it because he's my man. Who told you he will support you when he gets there? Do the right things, be free, and let the country be a better place.
Thank you. So let's move on from this particular issue. What about the zoning itself? At least all three we agree that the party appear to have zoned the chairmanship to the north. Let's say the north. In general.
Okay.
Now, what does that mean for the presidential contest that is likely to follow? Does that have any implications would that mean that you're going to have a presidential candidate from the south, or northern candidates also free to contest? Because this question is because almost all those who have shown interest so far appear to come from southern Nigeria. So is that what we are likely to see?
Thank you very much. First thing first.
Yes.
We now talking about the controversial issues here at the moment about the national chairman of position. And that's what we're here for. And of course, when we clear that will be after we have got structure, functions, everything set, then we'll talk about that one. So let's keep that one aside. We better take another question rather than this one.
Is that something that can be kept aside? Because that's the end game. That's where we're heading.
The time is not yet
yes.
for that.
Well, okay. That's the opinion he has given. I have a different opinion.
Okay.
And mine is that as a nation, we reached a stage where the southern part of the country feel marginalized, rightly or wrongly. And before I continue on this issue of presidency or not, my kind of story, I keep saying it, and forgive me if you've heard it. I am an Urobo man.
Okay.
My grandfather was the 11th king of Agbaro Kingdom, really not, Delta State. My father left Warri in 1950 and went to Burutu and took a boat from Burutu to Jimeta. I was born there 65 years ago. Today I'm the Jagaba of Jimeta. I am a Nigerian. Nevertheless, I know that the southern people are feeling not happy. They don't belong. My thinking is, particularly when the PDP has done what they've done, the PDP has told the world that APC is a Muslim party.
Okay.
they rubbish, they made so much noise. Now look at what we are seeing now. From what, or let they change because of what they saw happening from this zoning. Or let they change. They had decided to give the presidency to somebody in the north. They threw it open. How did they do that? They said Yocha Ayu is not like Ahmed Usman, so they can pass it off to mean that he's not a northerner. So that somebody from the north can come in. That is a breach of trust already. The APC, I believe, were people that don't joke with Nigerians. From what we have seen of this zoning now, my thinking is that, and I've had the opinion in the past, the presidency should go to the south.
Okay.
South, southeast, southwest, sit down and talk, because politics is about give and take, negotiate. Okay, you don't do this, don't take this, take that. Simple. So my opinion is to go to the south. We're all one Nigeria.
So if you emerge as national chairman, okay, if you emerge as national chairman of the APC, is that part of what you're going to sell?
I will sell
first
it.
To the party and then to Nigerians?
I will sell it. And of course, plus other things that I will sell that. Now, having said this issue of zoning, if the zoning actually goes to the North Central, I'm not bothered. What is the position given to the Northeast? From what we saw from the zoning, national chairman, North Central, deputy national chairman, Northeast, organizing secretary, Northwest.
Northwest.
The rest are over there. So let's come to the North. North Central, Al-Makura, Sani, of course I won't mention Abdullah because he has not told us. We don't know what I really wants it. People that have declared, say, okay, this is for you. Sort yourself out. Won't get involved. In Northeast, let's do it this way. If Senator 313 comes up, he's a Muslim. The Northwest, I'm confident, will give it to somebody that's a Muslim.
Okay.
Now, what is wrong in saying, okay, now to balance this equation, to tell people that APC is not a Muslim party, let's give Sonny Sylvester Monidafe and Rubman from Adamawa the position of Deputy National Chairman, North. The person whose two brothers are Muslims, my two younger brothers, same father, same mother. Moses is Alhaji Musa now. Patrick is Alhaji Said. Let's balance it because we have to be realistic. Politics and religion have been combined in this country. We must find a way to survive and get out of it.
So, these are the issues. You have issue of zoning, not just zoning of the positions of the national leadership, but also zoning of the elective offices, the Nigerian federal elective offices that we follow. How is the consensus candidacy that you are now adopting or that about to adopt for the, what's it called, for the convention, how is that going to apply in the case of elective offices? Are we also going to have consensus candidates for governors, consensus candidates for senators? Is consensus going to be the model of your primaries?
Well, it all depends on the formula they come with it. If it is all about, when we talk of democracy come in different forms. There are consensus, there are elections, there are so many things. It's left for the party to decide. But so far, they've made one step. The second step will come. We know right now the party, national chairman of the party is zoned to North Central, right? That is, I think this is the biggest office. And now they are the stakeholders, or rather the candidate. They can sit down and look at, we'll make election or we'll make consensus. It all depends. So that one is all about democracy. This democracy, like I said, I emphasize that it's a process, and it will end at the end of the day. For our party, it's patiently, all the hoodlums and everything will come to pass to fast. But I remember, they tried, APC tried, in so many things. When we made this situation under the leadership of PDP, there was not to write home about. But now, up to now, with the situation that will come in and up to this moment, I think something that we can afford. And we should thank the system right now.
Thank you. So I think at this point, maybe we'll take a minute break. When we come back, we'll be looking at other issues. For example, you said that the APC tried, but Nigerians are saying that APC is doing imitation politics. You are imitating the opposition party.
No,
nobody's doing that. No, I don't think so.
When we return, thank you very much for staying with us, Nigerians. When we return after just 1 minute break, we will continue and see whether or not APC is doing imitation politics, following in the footsteps of the PDP. Stay with us. Welcome back. This is Daily Politics. If you're just joining us, we're discussing issues around the politics of the APC convention. You can follow us on all our social media handles, on all our social media platforms, on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and of course on Twitter as well. We were discussing, or we were just about to discuss whether or not the APC has been copying the PDP in what some people call imitation politics of the PDP by the APC. There are strong grounds for that concept, imitation politics. First, that many people from the APC, from the PDP, have been absorbed into the APC. That's one. Second, since recent weeks, APC seems to be following only in the footsteps of the PDP. First of all, the PDP had a consensus candidate. Now you are about to have, for the national chairman. Now you are about to have a consensus candidate. The PDP zoned its national chairmanship to the North Central, which they selected Dr. Yoche Aoyufom. Now the APC is also zoning its own national chairman to the North Central as well, and then also to be elected by consensus again. Now the APC are saying the PDP wants to throw the presidential race open to everyone, regardless of which part of the country they come from, because at least for the PDP, their last president, their last president was from southern Nigeria, and the one before that, shortly before that, was from northern Nigeria. But the APC has a sitting president who is from northern Nigeria, and yet you also want to throw the game. No. So the argument is that you're just following and watching whatever the PDP does. You now copy, in order to give yourselves an edge. How do you respond to that?
Now, I am not in the leadership that you are doing this. They are purported to have done, but I'll tell you that one, since 2006, when the ACD, my party then, merged with AD, and we became AC, June 12, 2006 in Kaduna. Bishop Konde, His Excellency, emerged via consensus. Now, fast forward to the APC now. In 2014, at Eagle Square, here, Bishop Konde emerged by consensus.
As interim chairman.
Yes. Same with Oyegun, same with Oshomole. The PDP thought they could control everybody. They tried to have elective convention at Eagle Square, 2013 or 2014. They imploded. So we're not copying them at all.
Okay.
Having said that, people like them now might want to do what they are thinking of doing. Fine, but I as chairman.
But the idea of zoning the party chair to the North Central, is it not based on the same calculations as the APC, as the PDP?
I don't think so.
Okay.
In any case,
how is the difference?
In any case, I can't answer for them because I was not there. I want to come in. If I come in, now the issue that somebody said that not the president, that Abdullah Adamu, I don't have anything against him, that he's going to match Ayu. Oh no. Nigerians out there need somebody that will talk to them, a down-to-earth person, person that will communicate, that will flow, not stay up there and be throwing words. As chairman, personally, although they've done to North Central, if I'm deputy chairman North, I will reach out to the masses. Nigerians are suffering. So many reasons. Buhari is trying. Nobody has done like Buhari. No, in my experience.
And yet Nigerians are suffering.
Because that is in America today. Everything has gone up. What is suffering is that we are suffering for the kind of things we are trying to do. We had a convention, primaries in Ekiti. The very next week, let me finish this point. The very next week, PDP did the same thing. The same kind of attitude of saying, we don't care about you, we will do what we want. That's what I mean by suffering. We don't do the right things. As per the economic suffering, this is just, if today somebody coughs too much, they say it's Buhari. If somebody's wife delivers and the baby is still bad, it's Buhari. Unfortunate. No leader has ever done what has done in the history of democracy of Nigeria. No leader has come and said, continue the projects you meet on ground. Buhari did it. And shamelessly, forgive me, the people are saying that they started the project. Really? You finished the money, you didn't do anything. You are claiming to have started the project.
We will come to the issues of in terms of achievements of both parties. We'll come there. And hopefully when that happens, we will have somebody from APC and somebody from PDP, so that
Let
the
them
two can...
Call me, I'll come.
Yes, absolutely.
16 years of PDP,
That's
$1
all right.
trillion, not one road completed.
That's all right. We'll get there. But for today is the politics of APC convention.
Yeah.
So the very fact that you imagine in a national chairmanship in the stature of Dr. H.O.I.U. is also imitation already.
No,
it's a kind of, you're already copying, you're already doing imitation politics, you know, that you need someone who can match. That at least is in the open, that the APC should have a national chairmanship who can match the stature of Dr. H.O.I.U. Isn't that imitation politics already?
You imported that even topic. Rather, I am not here for this.
Okay.
Actually, you know the caliber of people that are contesting for that office. I don't. Since I sit here, did I mention anybody outside the scoreboard to discussing about? So let's concentrate on what actually brought us here. We don't compare anything outside the box. Let's continue with the box.
Okay.
When I'm talking about APC convention and the convention, what I know is that they have approved. Mr. President has approved. Help the stakeholders, or rather whatever you call it, give them that. It's 26th of March. That is a correct date for that convention. But before that, there will be a process of zonal, a kind of mini convention that will be done to. That is, on this regard to the national chairman, and that's where we will have a conclusion.
Thank you. But that also has a problem of its own, because it is said that the zonal congresses, you have state congresses, ward congresses, and local government congresses. But zonal congress, in the mold of having, like the PDP do, that they will say they have a national vice chairman north or national vice chairman south.
Let me help you out.
Is it in the APC constitution?
No, the constitution of it is stand, and you know it better than even I do. Let me tell you. This party now is grown upward. You cannot compare it with PDP now. It's bigger than PDP because you can see governors from PDP floating and many are coming. Okay. That's one thing to see. So everybody in politics, everybody has its interest. And that's what we're trying to accommodate. And that's the process I'm talking about. It's a peaceful process that's going to be finished, a well-done job, inshallah.
Okay. Thank you. So as we move towards the convention on March 26th, it's not only interest towards the conventions that are driving the process, also interest towards the presidential election as well. In fact, some people would say that that's the major driver, because a convention in an election year must have the responsibility of conducting and winning the election for the party. So to what extent is the party preparing towards accommodating some of the irreconcilable ambitions for presidential elections within the party?
Well, that question, the party, right now I'm not in the party.
Okay.
We are not there yet. We are trying to come in. I want to believe that the people that are there now know what to do. Now, if the date stands,
you mean you're not in the party leadership, but you're still within the party?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
And I cannot be part of the decision that they make. Okay. But if by God's grace, 26th of March, the convention takes place, and I am in the national executive, I assure you that things will be done transparently and to the best, because I am in touch with the media, the people. I developed something over the years of being a youth church minister. For you to be able to scold somebody, you have to win the confidence of the person. The person should know that you care about him. When you now scold him, he will never coming out of a position of love. Now, under my watch, either as national chairman or in the working committee, that's going by the zone we are seeing now, I will appeal to everybody. Every challenges, every issues, every quarrels must be fixed before we go into any major thing. For example, I wouldn't have allowed us to go into congresses with crises in so many states. Call people, give and take. If you can assure them that what you say Magana Kajariche. If you say something, you mean it. They will believe you. Okay, you take this, leave that, you move on, reconcile. How do you get to do that, to avoid it getting into a dangerous situation? Establish an elders forum, every state. It's in our constitution. Get a state caucus. Swear in our board of trustees, our national caucus. This will be the conscience of the party. They will call people and say, look, let's resolve it. Let's do A, let's do B, let's do C. Don't just think you will sit down somewhere like we are hearing now and say, I've just endorsed. It is not right. And under my leadership in the national headquarters, these things will change, because I have a popular saying I borrowed from Mr. President. I belong to nobody, I belong to everybody. I don't care. I'll tell you, sir, I'm sorry. I can't do this because it will rubbish the party. What I'll show you is a level playing field. Go and canvass, let's vote. Clear, transparent. If they lose an election, a congress, a primaries, or whatever, fair and square, they will not complain.
Thank you. So, Honorable, you're here on behalf of the campaign of Senator Sani Musa, who, like Dija Gaban, is also vying for the same position of APC national chairmanship. Now, what if the endorsement, as reported in the newspapers, that President Buhari has endorsed Senator Abdullah Adam, what if the endorsement in the next few weeks, because it's going to come out over the next few weeks, what if it turns out to be true? What's going to happen to your candidature and that those of others in the same
Suleiman,
race?
why don't you use that word? I want you to underline that word first. That endorsement, put it aside. That is not a correct, it's not a good word for democratic setting, like I said.
Okay.
Something is missing somewhere. That's not right. We don't want to say...
Okay, should we say consensus candidate?
Exactly. That is what is part. That's part of democracy. But if the president did such with the consent of the stakeholders, I think it's also is flaws. But so far, right now, nothing like that.
Okay.
It is things that was done by the committee, and it is going around in the process. So if somebody come out with such of a big, a kind of lies, I think all you need to do is to look at that person. Though it's simply, give him that let him express his opinion. It is a rather mere opinion of someone who said it, but nothing like that. The president of this country is an upright man. He knows what he's doing. He has done a lot for this country. He sacrificed a lot for this country. But though the opposition had their own way, let them do it. But the truth is here. We will see when the time comes. There's nothing wrong with the party. The party is doing it best. And the time is there. It is with scope of the Constitution. They are doing the right thing right now. Why the hurriness? Why the haziness? Let's wait and see.
Thank you.
Everything will be fine, inshallah.
Thank you. So then it still leaves the question of the groundwork towards the convention in terms of the organizational work, the sales of forms to respective candidates who are interested in respective offices, in terms of constituting subcommittees that will actually conduct the convention, because the convention, even if it's going to be a consensus convention, it's still a serious event that needs to be planned ahead. Where is the groundwork for that?
It's coming up on board. It's coming. Why are we in a hurry? It's coming.
Now, actually, I want to advise them.
Yes, please.
I want us to copy what happened in 2014 in Lagos. I was involved in that convention in Lagos, and I knew that the rating of the APC shot to the high heavens. Clear, transparent. It was built to start on the 10th of December 2014. Because of logistics of ABCD, we didn't start voting up until about 12 a.m. on the 12th, around 2 a.m. And then we started counting by mid-afternoon of 12th. Then the results came out on the 13th. But the whole world saw everything. I will appeal to the current CPC to have such a process in place. Even if it's going to be a consensus, call people and let's talk. APC.
You say CPC. I said
No,
APC.
CECPC.
Okay.
The planning
CECPC.
CECPC.
Okay.
CECPC. Not CECPC. They should replicate what happened in Lagos. Let people see. So I would say, these people are serious. Honestly, I was aware of what happened on that day. And if anybody had any complaint, after the process, the way it went, everybody just kept quiet because it was clear and transparent. All the votes were counted, one by one, by one, by one. I want to appeal to the people who are doing it now. They are inside.
So why is it difficult to do now? Why is it difficult to repeat what you have done before?
I can't answer for them when I get in there. But for now, I want to appeal to them, advise them to do that. When I get in by God's grace, we will do this because I believe in one thing. I'm not God. Nobody should play God. We've had it in this country from the beginning. I want to say, this is my candidate. How? I like him. How? Who are you? Are you God? Let the process be clear, free, transparent. I want to repeat Governor Zulum. Nobody knew about Zulum. See him today. I want to endorse this person. How do you know that he will walk? Let God and the people, the voice of the people is the voice of God. Let the people decide. Tell them. Let them vote. Tomorrow does not say anybody made them do it. It was our vote. Let's be transparent. Can we not change the narrative? Can we not think outside the box? Every small thing, where is he from? Is a Muslim, is a Christian. We do it every day. We are doing it now. Now, okay, zoning has come out. People have gone to the enclaves. One and Namune, Mubashi. Come on. How did it become your own? How did it become your own? He will turn around the very next day. Issa Iguda was Bala Mohammed's Oga when he was in aviation. Issa Mohammed was my friend.
So part of the contention, part of the contention, Honorable, has been the idea of consensus candidates that, like he said, call people. The new electoral law, part of the amendments to the electoral law, is that if the president, in order to agree to a consensus within a political party, you have to, for a primary or any other elections, the parties to the consensus will have to have written admission, written agreement that, yes, I agree to. Is that what is delaying? Is that part of what is delaying the electoral bill from being passed by the president? Or don't you see a connection between that and the electoral bill?
You mean you're referring to the Senate?
Yes.
Well, there will be a sign off on Friday by the grace of God tomorrow. So let's keep that one aside. Let's continue with actually the case at hand. We're talking about party conventions. And that's exactly what brought us here. And I would rather say that I think there's nothing wrong with what is the process going on now.
Okay.
There's a committee in place, and they're doing their best. Remember, few months, or rather a year or thereabout, governors floating come to the party, and so many things of that nature. And we manage it up to the moment. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Still within the scope of the Constitution. Nothing wrong with it. And now, this date that they're keeping, it is what we should focus on and see whether there will be a convention or not. But definitely there will be convention. So the point is still, I still emphasize on that, there is nothing like endorsement yet.
Okay.
It's the process going on. Please let Nigerians understand that there's nothing like that.
Okay.
Thank
you very much. But my last question, the Jagaban, what if the convention slated for 26th March, what if that is postponed again for any reason? What signal would that
I don't think they'll
give to Nigerians?
I don't think they'll make that mistake. They'll not make that mistake.
Okay.
One of the major reasons is that in April, the Muslim president will start Ramadan. And there's no way they will allow any of such things to enter the month of Ramadan. If we do that, it will translate into even up to June, by which date we're supposed to have done something about the elections. If you go by the Electoral Act, if it is signed in June, things will start happening. So I don't think they will even try that one. They will not try it. 26th of March, hold this convention. Now I want to make an appeal. This Electoral Act that I'm talking about signing, one of the clauses that anybody that's been on consensus will be made to sign. Fantastic. Let them call us. Let's sit down.
In other words, you endorse that section of the...
Yeah, let's sign, because I don't understand it. This is Chimfiska. It's not right. For 21 months, I've been selling the party, going around the whole world, telling the world about me. The world is aware of it. Because of my ambition, the Hakim of Jamaica said, let me give you a title to make your case better. Today, APC is all over the world. APC gave a Christian from Delta, his father from Delta, Adama is Jagaba. Really? He came out, Senator Musa, we are doing things, and then he just get up and say, endorsement, call us, let's start practicing that clause. Let's sit in a room, look at ourselves, and let's sign. We must be respected.
Thank you very much, Jagaban of Jamaica.
Thank you.
Mr.
Sonny
Monidafe for coming on the show. Thank you also, the Southern Samarin Nigeria, Honorable Usman Ibrahim, for coming on the show. We hope to have you one more time, some other time soon. Thank you also for staying with us on the program, our viewers. We hope that you will join us once again when we meet tomorrow for another edition of Daily Politics. Thank you and good night. I am Suleiman Suleiman.